So let's take a look at how we use the files that we've seen or created in the previous animations and make them all work magically in PlanetPress workflow. All right, so I just mentioned the connect server. What do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. All of the tasks that we see, so if I go back to my simple configuration, all of these connect tasks, they're actually interacting with a server in the background. So we're not actually doing all of the stuff inside of PlanetPress workflow. We have all of the engines, all of the work is being done by the software, but with a server in the background. And every single task that we do here saves that information on the server. Why is that important? Well, let me show you a new configuration, or two configurations that work together that do exactly the same thing but in a slightly different manner. So here I have the same simple configuration, but there's two tasks that are missing from the first one, create job and create output. Why? Well, I'm creating the record set, and then I'm creating the print content. But then what I'm doing is I'm actually going to store, tag the information for later use. And because all of the tasks here are using metadata, you can still use all of the metadata tools that you're familiar with within PlanetPress workflow. So here I have a metadata sequencer. What it does is that it's going to take the metadata for each invoice individually after, and it's going to use this little plugin or this little task to tag each of the individual invoice with information that we want to be able to refer to. So it's referring the invoice number, the country, the state, and the customer ID. So all of this information is tagged onto the content item. So the print content item, which is saved on the server, is tagged with the information. And also we're adding something else, which is the document type. It's just something that we came up with as an example, and it's going to be invoice. Let me correct that right here. It's invoice. So what do we do now? We have a bunch of content items that are back inside the database, and we can't touch them, right? We're not doing anything with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out a way to retrieve them. And for this, we have retrieve entities. What's an entity? Well, it's a record or a record set that we've created. It's a content item or a content set, so either like an invoice or a group of invoices that we've created. And it can also be a job. So at any point in time within a configuration that the client is doing, you can go and grab that information. And you can use a set of rules. So here, all we're doing is we're looking for the document type that I specified earlier as invoice. So all the invoices that we have in the database, we're going to get them. And we're choosing to get the content items here. So we're going to sort all of the content item in a specific order. The reason we're doing that is, let's say we're getting all of the invoices. Well, we're going to group them by client. So we're going to sort them by customer ID. And within all of that sort, the customer ID sort, we're then going to say, well, I want all of the invoice numbers in order for each customer. And we can also group those by package, let's say by postal route or by province or by whatever. I don't know if you're really realizing all the power that it gives you. The set property and the retrieve entities are what we're going to use for things like commingling and picking, basically grouping elements together in logical sets. So I can grab all of the invoices from the previous month for a specific customer, generate PDFs, and then send him an email with all of the PDFs of his monthly invoices so that he has an archive of that. I could grab all of the documents for a specific client, meaning an invoice, a letter, and a promotional piece, put them all together in a single envelope, so a mail piece with all of the information, and send it to the client, instead of sending him one promotional and then the invoice and then something else, like, a lot of telecommunication companies do. And then as you can see here, by the way, once we've retrieved the content items, which are all our invoices, we're creating the job and creating the output, and that's the same as we did before. And this can be run 5 minutes after the content is created, an hour, a week, a month, a year, it doesn't matter. If the information is still in the database, we can still use it, we can still retrieve it, and we can still output with it. So that's it for the Connect automation module. And as I said at first, because this is not part of Print Shop Mail, it's only Planet Press Connect and Prez Connect, you won't actually need it in the demo, but we wanted you to be aware of the functionality in case you have some more questions. Now here's a couple of information I want to give you before I let you go. First of all, there is a link for a forum at the top of this course that you can click, and you can ask questions if you need further information. The second thing is that below this animation, there's the animation that you're going to use when you actually do the demo. And there's also a link to download that and run it locally. Now, of course, you have all the knowledge, if you followed this course, to do the demo yourself if you want. And we highly suggest that you practice it and you actually do all of these things yourself. You open the software, you mess around with it, you break it, you repair it, everything. Like, play around with it, because it's best that you're comfortable with it in order to respond to any questions from your clients. So thank you for listening to the animation. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot of stuff, and I hope you're excited to sell this software to our clients, because we are really excited to have produced this material for you, and we can't wait to see where you're going to go with it.